Welcome to the exclusive interview of Polynex Awards and Conference. Today, I am excited to welcome Mia, an award-winning social media strategist and founder of Automate Social. She has led global companies for brands like the UN, World Bank, and The Body Shop, and is known for driving real impacts through innovation, digital storytelling. Welcome, Mia.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. Could you please tell our audience a bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, my name is Mia Boya. I run a company called Automate Social. We developed a system that can automate social media ads so people can save 80% on their time, which is super exciting for busy entrepreneurs. But besides that, I've had a very colorful career. I moved to India when I was quite young in my early 20s to help out a company called Plastics for Change to launch the first fair trade plastic. We were lucky enough to partner with the Body Shop where we were able to support waste pickers to get stable incomes and recycle many thousands of tons of plastic. The number is so high right now, I can't even keep track of it. And during that time, I really realized that the way that you can mix social media, AI, and then also social impact together is just absolutely awesome. And with an issue as large as plastic waste, we all need to get behind it. We need to come up with smarter systems. We need to tell better stories. And we also need to encourage the global population to get behind issues like this. So marketing is a huge platform to do that. So that's why I'm really excited to be able to have this opportunity to speak about the actual storytelling and the marketing side of the plastic waste world.
Great. So, can you tell us about your experience launching the world's first fair trade plastic, the Body Shop, and Plastic for Change? So, what were the challenges and rewards of this initiative?
Yeah, so something that's super important in the plastic industry is partnerships, and we were lucky enough to have the Body Shop as our community fair trade partner. We were their community fair trade partner, which meant that they were sourcing our plastic and allowing that plastic to have an impact on the lives of people in local communities. So this is something that is so powerful for brands and for people, because when a brand can create a tangible income, say in their recycled material, and that creates jobs and it gives people livelihoods and helps people be able to send their kids to school and all of these great things. That to me is a world-changing event, and it's so great to see when brands actually do this. So since then, Plastics for Change has a bunch of other really wonderful brand partners as well. So we're so excited to see that. So a huge highlight of that was seeing the way that all of those things interacted. So we had a circular economy process of recycling the plastic. We had helping people's lives. We had brands getting behind it and getting their marketing and consumers behind it. We also had an amazing organisation that is Plastics for Change that was making sure that the entire thing was ethical and operating. So we've got all of these incredible pieces to this great system, and you can make genuine world impact that way. You're not held back if you have those bits and pieces going. So we were able to tell this amazing story from India. The Body Shop was an incredible partner to work with, as they were able to bring in lots of journalists and influencers, and they would tell the story in a new way. And we actually went viral during that time, and it was super, super cool. And I think one of the challenges is it was such an exciting time that I can't really, I'm sure Andrew, like the CEO, would remember a lot of challenges, but for someone like me, it was just so exciting. I mean, living in India was always a hilarious challenge, and getting heat stroke and I can't really think of the challenges right now. There's probably 1,000, but it really was just like such a world-changing, exciting time. So I see it in a really positive light. Yeah.
Okay, so what innovative processes or technologies have you seen or implemented in plastic recycling that excited you the most?
Yeah, so we can speak about this from a marketing perspective because cause marketing was quite new when I was in this world. So people weren't using cause marketing, and they weren't using these brands in order to tell stories quite like this. So we really developed a bit of a blueprint in the way that you speak about plastic waste. The brand that is Plastics for Change has this incredible mission to it, and we were able to learn how to tell the story in a way that brought people in rather than push them away. So we realized the percentage of content that needed to be positive content and solution content versus the sort of more scary content. We realized the types of influencers that work really well in this space. We realized the types of industries we're meant to be reaching out to. And we've been constantly iterating this marketing process over the past 5 to 6 years to a point where we're able to authentically tell our story, we're able to attract the right partners, and we have this really solid marketing base. So, in terms of the innovations, I would say cause marketing is a completely untapped potential for brands that are wanting to get into something more special and more meaningful when it comes to their marketing. There's so much talk and constant chatter about, okay, we need to make our brand meaningful and authentic, and nobody really knows how to do that. They don't actually know the mechanism in order to do that. So doing something with a cause marketing campaign is a true innovation, and I think people, as the world has more and more issues, connecting with a charity organization like Plastics for Change in the same way the Body Shop or MAC Cosmetics did, they can create huge world change. So that in itself, that mixing causes with marketing, I think that's probably the greatest innovation. And then, yeah, I could talk about polymers and plastic, but I'll leave that one up to the true plastics expert, and we can talk about it from like a more of a holistic marketing perspective.
Great. So, how do you envision the future of plastic recycling and sustainability in the next decade?
Right. So I see, this is what I hope. I'm a real optimist and a glass half full person. I hope that same way renewables, plastic waste, all these different things, I hope that recycling becomes a standard, and it's not, and I hope they stop making virgin plastic. We have so much plastic on our earth right now that we actually don't need anymore. We can just keep recycling or finding other options. So I hope for the future that we have recycled plastic is the norm. And then the second part is I hope that more organizations like Plastics for Change are operating where they also factor in the human side of plastic waste as well. So people see plastic waste as an environmental issue, which it is, but it's also a humanitarian issue, and not a lot of people realize that plastic waste is building up outside people's homes. It's building up in rivers where people are meant to be fishing. It's building up, creating diseases and causing people to have all types of health issues. And just imagine like your home filled with plastic waste surrounding it. So I really hope in the future that people see it as this both humanitarian and environmental issue, and it becomes something that everyone can get behind as the right thing to do, and also a very helpful thing to do, because our earth will run out of resources and we need to think about that now. And recycling is a fantastic option. It should be the norm. It's the option.
Yeah. So, what inspired you to found Automate Social, and how does it help business scale their marketing efforts?
So this is a deep value of mine in business is freedom, and is people being able to live a life that they truly enjoy. And I think sometimes I used to get bogged down trying to be everything. Like you can't really be a fully techie person while also being a people person, while also being a systems person. There's so many things that you yourself are good at, and there's all these numerous other things that you can't. So I think Automate Social, I wanted it to be a representation of what I care about in this world, which is like helping people be happy and helping people live lives of freedom. And so the automated system that we developed was not only like, helping grow people's businesses, but it was also had this element of like, how do we save people's time? How do we make it worth their while? How do we make sure that we're just trying to give them back some of their lives that they can enjoy? So that was my inspiration behind it, and like it's got a little bird logo, which is like so classic to to how I think about business, which is like it's meant to set you free. It's not meant to cage you.
Great. So, how do you balance your professional life with your volunteering efforts and personal interest?
Yeah, this is a really good question because
Yeah.
I used to mix my volunteering, my hobbies, and business so closely. And I find when you do that, you actually burn out pretty quick. I never really like fully burnt out, but I would find I'd be spending a lot of time on all these things that weren't really the right things to spend time on. So now I completely separate them. So I have some really meaningful clients still that they're doing great work, which brings me a lot of joy. But I separate business from my hobbies, from my volunteering. And I found that when I was able to do that, I realized you need to make sure your business is okay
Yeah.
firstly, and that's operating and that's going well, because that kind of represents like your foundation. And then you need to be enjoying your life with your hobbies.
Yeah.
And then you also need to be giving back to society. But they're all separate things. They're not, if you try to mix them too closely, it becomes quite difficult because you're like jumping from thing to thing.
Yeah.
So I found separating them and prioritizing the things that are important to you, and realizing that it's not that serious. Like in the end, everybody's going to die. Like your business will be okay. Like you're going to be okay. The things that you worry about, they're like you're not even going to remember them in a couple of like years, let alone weeks. So I really think that giving each thing that you care about the space and time it deserves. And also when something sort of breaks or falls, it's like, it's okay. Everything is going to be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how do you stay updated with the latest trend in social media and digital marketing?
So there's because AI particularly is moving so quickly.
Yeah.
People might, write books about it. You might be able to read some different blogs and everything. But the best thing to do is just watch content creators on YouTube and watch what they're doing, because they're creating content every week or something. They're just normal everyday people, a lot of them, and they've got all of these interesting hacks. They're not a big business trying to look a certain way. That's some of my favorite bits of advice or things that I've learned, come from like 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds on YouTube that are teaching great things about AI, because they're so in that world and they're so interested in it. So most of my AI information comes from YouTube, and it's really interesting because you get called an AI expert, but it's anyone who is completely engrossed in the topic and constantly learning it and dedicating multiple hours a day to it.
Yeah.
You do have the opportunity to become like an expert in your space, because it's so new and no one is fully mastering it yet. So I think going into the learning with, you have your basis of knowledge. So I have my basis of knowledge and my zone of genius in marketing, social media. So I only learn about the AI world in those two topics. I only learn it and mainly niching down in social media. So if I do that, I'm good. Like I can actually like go deep on a topic. I can learn the best practice and I can integrate it with my knowledge. Yeah. So I find that sort of area of research works quite well. Yeah.
Great. So what is one surprising fact about you that most people might not know?
People think I'm like really I'm like very bubbly and chatty and friendly, but I'm actually like a real lone wolf as well. I don't think people fully understand how solo I have been in my decision making. So when you're a friendly person and you're chatty, everyone thinks, oh, like, yeah, but I'm actually like an extremely independent, solo-minded person. I've made most of my decisions based off trying to create something that wasn't there before, trying to travel to places I'd never been before, moving to countries I had never been to, like, and most of those pivotal life moments have been like I've done them. I've showed up at a place by myself and made it happen. So yeah, I think people mistake that I'm like always friendly, always seeing people, but actually I'm actually an extreme like lone wolf solo operator who just loves people. Like, yeah.
Okay. So this is it, and thank you for joining this interview, and it's a great talking to you.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for the interview.